What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Gear Breaker Nation, where we give excellent assessment and reviews. And in this video, I want to talk about finish my three-part video series about superhero comic films being dark. And I want to ask the question on the beginning of this video: as a producer, who do you cater to? Do you cater to the adults or do you cater to the kids? Now, as adults, you will see the movies more in a darker manner, like the Dark Knight trilogy, or you can see the films more kid friendly, which is more or less like the Fantastic Four uh, movies that came out. So it's like, which one do you cater to? I heard that the Batman v Superman, like that film, like in the second weekend or whatever, 60% of people of its, I don't know, it's like the ticket sales dropped like by 60% or something like that. And I keep hearing that they keep saying that the film was too dark, and it's like I don't understand that because the film touched on so many great points, especially when it comes to people's interpretation of Superman. And I think it did a great job of the political, religious, the social aspect of that conflict. So I thought it did a great job. But it makes me wonder why was the film paying for being just too dark? You know what I'm saying? Again, you have Batman who is a dark character. You know, so why is that an issue? I never understood that. It's not like we watching Powerpuff Girls or whatever, and then people died on the Powerpuff Girls. Like you actually see somebody get cut in half and blood was spurting everywhere, like that. But it's like I don't never really understand this. I would definitely love to get into another a video about this with somebody, perhaps a breaker debates episode or something. But as far as right now, I'm just giving my general thoughts on that. So it's like, who do you cater to? We'll go back to the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. I thought those Spider-Mans did a great job of balancing it. They were dark. There were dark moments in all of these series, especially when it came to the internal conflicts with characters and certain people dying and stuff like that. But there were moments but the film does cater to both children and adults or whatever, and they're all around are good films. The third one could have been a bit better, but we're not going to talk about that. So it just makes me wonder. It's like, okay, even the Amazing Spider-Man series, they were dark. They had some very dark moments in both the films, but at the same time, they were able to kind of make it kid friendly. So I did appreciate that. The Dark Knight trilogy, a bit more on the dark, more for adults, but they're no, that was straight for adults. That was straight for adults. People got killed and everything. Damn that. Kids watched it, but I think that was definitely for the adults. Um, so and I'm trying to think of more series like the Fantastic Four series. I believe that one was more for adults. I think the X-Men series does a pretty good job of balancing out between both. Um, the Wolverine series, straight up for kids, straight up for kids. Really, the only moment that wasn't kid friendly was pretty much everything the Sabretooth one moments from the freaking origins. Everything else is pretty much too kid friendly, which is why I completely hated both of those movies. They were pieces of shit. But anyway, so what do you go for? Do you go for the older generation or the younger generation? Me personally, I feel like if the older generation does like it, you cater to the older generation, then it kind of trickle down. But I understand why people would want to just kind of cater to kids because they got to grow up with this stuff or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think these movies are too dark. Aside from people getting cut in half and blood and guts and some hostile Saw type stuff, then I don't think, like I said, the darkest superhero films I've seen is probably The Watchmen, the Dark Knight trilogy, the Fantastic Four that came out in 2015, I believe. Um, what's that one movie? Super. That was a pretty dark movie. Got the kick-ass films. They were funny and lighthearted at moments, but they were dark. They were dark. But it's like I don't see why having dark superhero films is an issue. The comics are going to very deep, dark, and very treacherous waters, and I don't. And kids read those type of things. Not that I'm advocating for kids to watch that type or read that type of stuff, but that's just where it is. A lot of these comics coming from a very dark place. So in terms of the films being dark or not, I have absolutely no problem with that. It tells a very compelling story. That's one reason I did kind of like the Fantastic Four from 2015 a little bit more than the other ones, because they wasn't afraid to just take into a very dark direction, despite the fact that it completely bombed and it's filled with flaws. But anyways, guys, like I said, it's my final video on this. I might do a break of the base with somebody. But anyways, in the comment section below, let me know what your thoughts on. Once again, do you think superhero films or comic book films should be dark? Oh, I completely forgot Hellboy. Hellboy took into a very dark direction too. But anyways, to the next edition of Gear Breaking Nation, guys, remember, keep those gears turning.